Good afternoon. The time is 12 o'clock. Welcome to the Special Board of Directors meeting. The first item on our agenda is August 22nd. The first item on our agenda is to adopt the agenda for the Special Board of Directors meeting. Is there a motion?
I move we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Director Perkins moves that we adopt the agenda as presented, seconded by Director Grunwald. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. The board will go into an executive session under RCW 42.301.110 to discuss with legal counsel on current or potential litigation. The executive session will begin at 12:05 p.m. and conclude at 12:20 p.m. We will now go into a recess. The time is 12:21 and we are now reconvening the meeting. The next item on our agenda is matters reserved for board action. We have a resolution number 7077 regarding strike by public school employees of Washington Evergreen Chapter Large Group. Whereas the Board of Directors of Evergreen Public Schools have substantial grounds to believe that an unlawful strike by employees represented by the public school employees of Washington Evergreen Chapter Large Group, PSC Large Group, is imminent or underway, and it is unlawful in the state of Washington for public school employees to strike or otherwise refuse to perform official duties, and the residents of the district and the school-age children in the community will be irreparably injured through the action of the PSC Large Group and its members, and an emergency exists requiring the immediate action of the Board of Directors to prevent injury to students, damage to district property, and irreparable to injury to the educational process. And the board has learned in prior strikes in 2018 and 2023 that canceling school one day at a time created significant uncertainty and disruption for families, staff, and students, and that proactive scheduling decisions provide needed clarity and stability. And the board recognizes and values the essential contributions of classified employees and affirms its commitment to a fair bargaining process that gets students back into classrooms with certainty and stability. And the board believes that the best agreements are those reached at the bargaining table and remains committed to working in good faith until resolution is achieved. Now, therefore, be it resolved Adjustment of school calendar. Considering the strike authorization vote and to provide certainty and stability to families and staff, the board moves the first day of school from Tuesday, August 26th to Tuesday, September 2nd. The board makes this decision to avoid uncertainty and disruption of canceling school one day at a time if the strike were to continue. The board takes this proactive step mindful of the lessons learned during the 2018 and 2023 strikes, when families and staff were subjected to daily uncertainty. Negotiations. The board affirms its responsibility to act in good faith and in the best interest of students, families, and staff. Accordingly, the board directs the district's bargaining team to make itself available to meet and negotiate with PSC Large Group each business day until resolution is achieved. The board further encourages PSC Large Group to make itself equally available because the priority is ensuring students are back in classrooms as quickly as possible. Suspension of policies. If any strike or work stoppage commences, then the board of directors suspends all policies, rules, and/or regulations that prevent or might prevent the board from taking immediate action necessary during the period that employee services are withheld to preserve and protect the district and its students. The secretary of the board will notify PSC Large Group of any resolutions passed during this period of suspension. Limitation of access to school facilities. If any strike or work stoppage commences, then the superintendent or designee may close any school facility. The superintendent or designee shall limit access to law enforcement, employees not withholding services, enrolled students and their parents, guardians escorting them, and such other persons deemed necessary or desirable by the superintendent. The superintendent shall seek legal assistance to have removed any person whose presence on district property is not authorized. Closures will remain in effect until the superintendent or designee determines reopening is in the best interest of students. Sick leave during strike. If any strike or work stoppage commences, then any employee requesting sick leave during the period of a strike or work stoppage must provide an affidavit of illness and a doctor's certificate. The district will not grant sick leave pay unless the employee worked or was validly excused the workday before and after the claimed illness. Unauthorized leave constitutes a breach of contract that may result in discharge or discipline. Unpaid leave during strike. If a strike or work stoppage occurs, employees must request and receive district approval for any unpaid leave, consistent with current district practice and applicable collective bargaining agreements. Approval will only be granted for documented hardship or unforeseen circumstances. Employees must first exhaust all available paid leave balances before unpaid leave will be considered. Temporary employees and services. If any strike or work stoppage commences, then the superintendent or designee may hire temporary employees, including security staff and service contractors at reasonable rates of pay, and to obtain additional equipment, supplies, and materials as needed, as may be deemed necessary to continue safe and effective operations of the district. Authorization to implement. The superintendent and administrative staff shall take all steps necessary for full and effective implementation of this resolution. Termination of authority. All authorizations and directives set forth in this resolution shall remain in effect only during the period of withholding of services by employees represented by the PSC Large Group. Upon the parties reaching a signed tentative agreement to a new collective bargaining agreement and employees returning to work, this resolution shall automatically expire. And all suspended policies, rules, and regulations shall be restored to full force and effect, subject to final ratification and approval of the agreement. The board looks forward to promptly restoring all normal policies and practices once employees return to work under a new agreement. Dated this 22nd day of August, 2025. Is there a motion?
I move for approval of resolution number 7077.
Second.
Second.
Who seconding? Perkins?
One of us.
Is there any discussion?
I think the only thing I'd like to just add to what you read is really just make sure that, we spend the week and come to an agreement and assure our families that we're doing everything that we can and put a date out there that so we don't come up against a hard deadline on Monday and leave families and students wondering what's going to happen.
Agreed. Any other comments?
Well, it's the idea of just taking lessons from the 2018 and 2023 work stoppages that giving ourselves, PSC Large, and the community this week of grace to reach an agreement is in everyone's interests. That I think during those last two, one of the clearest questions that I received was, when will it end? And I couldn't say, because it ends when an agreement is reached. Or, consistent with what I understand of state law, that we can start the school year and continue negotiations. And so what I'm hoping is that folks will remember that anger never persuades, hostility builds no one, and contention never leads to inspired solutions. And I'm confident in the people who work for Evergreen, that they can remember that and the 5 mindsets that Dr. Maloney has been teaching all this time, and come to an amicable and peaceable solution.
I know that our district will continue to bargain in good faith and put the needs of our students and our families and our staff first. And so I'm hoping that we can use this time wisely. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. The time is 12:30 and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.